Welcome to This Explainer. If you're an executive or a leader managing a marketing transformation right now, you'll want to lean in because you should consider this your essential strategic briefing. Today, we're looking at a massive fundamental restructuring that absolutely needs to happen in your teams for the AI era. We're going to explore exactly how you balance the incredible data-driven power of generative AI with the irreplaceable creative intuition of your human talent.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at the AI productivity illusion, the content equalization trap, building the left AI brain, external data partnerships, protecting your creative core, and finally, mandating the structural shift. Starting off with Section 1, the AI productivity illusion, a historical perspective. For decades, we've been sold this promise, right? The idea that new technology is just going to magically give us more leisure time. Well, let's look at how this actually plays out historically. 30 years ago, word processors and spreadsheets hit the market. The whole business world braced for this massive productivity revolution, basically assuming we'd all be working 2 days a week. But that didn't happen, did it? Instead of working less, we just started writing way longer documents. Suddenly, our crisp 6-slide presentations ballooned into 50-slide decks. Then, 15 years ago, digital marketing analytics arrived, and that just brought much more complex decision-making because the sheer volume of data exploded. And today, generative AI is arriving, and it's being embedded at the very core of our organizations. So the historical lesson here is pretty clear. Technology doesn't automatically mean less work. It means we have to actively manage how that newly freed up time is actually spent.
And this brings us to a frankly massive number, 50%. Some analysts predict the productivity impact of generative AI in marketing could be as high as 50%. Just think about that for a second. What would your team do with an extra day and a half of free time every single week? Are they going to do more yoga? Will your company just let large chunks of the department go? Honestly, probably neither. If you, as a leader, don't actively steer this transition, your marketers are simply going to reinvest that time into generating more of what they already do, which means more content and more ideas.
Section 2, the content equalization trap, the danger of sameness. So, the crucial point is that generating endless amounts of content leads directly to a massive, immediate threat. When marketing teams over-rely on generative AI, the collective divergence of ideas actually drops by 40%. Let that sink in, a 40% drop. While AI might boost an individual's performance speed, relying on it too heavily for your actual ideation means your organization's true innovation, your genuinely new ideas, will completely plummet. This quote really hits the nail on the head. Generative AI trains on existing data and existing content. And because of that, it naturally reduces the divergence of outcomes. Think about it. If every brand uses the exact same AI tools trained on the exact same broad internet data just to pump out highly personalized emails and bot interactions, we hit an absolute wall of content overload. The consumer just gets chased around the internet by an explosion of content that all sounds exactly the same. This great equalization, it's not a productive outcome. It's basically a fast track to irrelevance.
Moving to Section 3, building the left AI brain, predictive specialization.
So what is the actual solve for this sea of sameness? The answer is actively separating your department. Historically, marketing has been this highly right-brained creative function, right? Focused on emotional needs, cracking the perfect message, product innovation. But to survive the AI era, you need to mandate a structural shift. You have to intentionally build what we call a left AI brain, comprised of highly rational, fact-based folks focused purely on predictive analytics, while strictly isolating and protecting your right human brain talent. Those are your true innovators and creatives. As leaders, you can no longer afford to just have a room full of marketing generalists. You must assign your team members to strictly specialized data-driven or creative-driven roles. Let's look at what this left AI brain actually does in practice. You need to build a dedicated team. We're talking about bringing in 30-plus marketing data scientists and engineers. Now, their mandate is absolutely not to write ad copy. Their job is to build and diffuse predictive AI tools throughout the heart of the company's decision-making process. They unpack execution insights to understand exactly which piece of creative connects with which consumer and why. They predict the sales outcome of every single marketing initiative across every touchpoint. By building these custom tools and then upscaling the rest of the company to actually use them, they create this highly rational, virtuous feedback loop. Section 4, external data partnerships, breaking out of your ecosystem. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the hidden trap of historical data. Building the team is only part of the puzzle. I see way too many companies embarking on this AI journey by training their algorithms purely on their own current content. Here's the problem. If you're a brand that is historically super strong with millennials and you train your AI only on your existing data, you're going to find absolutely nothing in there that helps you connect with Gen Z. You become entirely trapped in your current territory, completely missing out on the trends and innovations you actually need for audience growth.
So, to break out of your ecosystem, you have to think way outside your direct competition. Take a look at this matrix. Imagine you're a construction company and you want to market to new architects for the very first time, but you have zero data on them. Sure, your direct competitors have that data, but there's no way they're going to share it with you. So, where do you go? You go completely out of your ecosystem to financial institutions or insurance companies. By establishing federated data models with these unconventional partners, you can train your algorithms on entirely new audience segments, all without giving away an ounce of your competitive advantage. It's a total game changer.
Section 5. Protecting your creative core, the innovation mandate.
All right, so now that your left AI brain is fueled by the right data, we have to pivot to the single most valuable asset in your entire organization, the human artist. If you hand over all of your right brain creative processes to generative AI, you lose your brand's divergence, period. You must identify your true artists. And, often these are the dissenters. If you've spent any time working in marketing, you know exactly who these people are. They're the ones in the room who constantly push back and disagree with you. Frame this annoying, disagreeable creative not as a management headache, but as your company's ultimate differentiator. They're literally the ones holding the key to your brand's unique identity, and they have to be fiercely protected from that AI equalization we talked about earlier.
So here is your practical reskilling blueprint to protect that top talent. Step 1, identify those true innovators. Step 2, implement a mentorship program so they can actually develop technical literacy without losing their artistry. Step 3, teach them how to use AI specifically for trend inspiration and really fast prototyping. You want them using the tool to multiply their impact once they've already cracked an idea. But step 4, and this is absolutely crucial, you must mandate that humans, and only humans, originate the core ideas. They have to use their human brains to keep those creative juices flowing, ensuring your brand stays totally distinct.
Section 6, mandating the structural shift, a call to action. We've seen the trap, we've defined the two brains, and we've learned exactly how to protect our human artistry. And this brilliantly illustrates the strategic path forward for your teams. The middle ground is completely gone. You need to force every marketer to choose their path. Are they data or are they art? If they're highly rational and fact-based, grow their deep tech skills and predictive AI competencies. If they're true innovators, cultivate that human superpower of creativity. You have to actively prevent your organization from over-relying on generative AI for original thought. Your new mantra moving forward should simply be this: use AI to scale execution, but use humans to scale divergence. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this provocative question to take right back to your next executive meeting. Which brain is driving your marketing right now? If you don't know the answer, or if everyone is just trying to be a little bit of both, you are likely already falling into that equalization trap. It's time to look closely at your org chart, choose exactly how you will steer this massive productivity revolution, and actively build the specialized teams that will define the future of your brand. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.